What is up, my Squirtlites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Soul Silver. In the last episode, we entered the Sprout Tower, and we are working our way through, fighting all the Bellsprout to get up to the very, very top, and hopefully get a good reward along the way. Now, something I've been neglecting to do, and it's something I actually did pretty well in Leaf Green, was talk about the Pokemon that can be obtained in the areas that we get to. So, as we're fighting these Bellsprout, I'm going to go over them. So, first things first. Earlier Pokemon that we have been able to get to, and there was actually one route I've never gone to that also had a unique Pokemon of its own. So let me go over those. In the very first route, we could catch Pidgey, Sentret, and Rattata. I've been over Rattata and Pidgey before in Leaf Green. Rattata, very basic, normal type. It can be used as an HM slave. It's all about speed and attack, and that's really it. And Eradicate sucks. It's just not a Pokemon it's ever worth having on your team. It's kind of the throwaway Pokemon from the beginning of the game, and is in a lot of games. There's not much to it. It's Rattata's Rattata. It's not a very strong Pokemon. It's kind of a nuisance at the beginning, because for the beginning of the game, it kind of hits hard, but aside from that, yeah, it's not a very good Pokemon. It really isn't. And then Pidgey turns into your basic flying type Pidgeot. I do like Pidgeot. I am quite a fan of Pidgeot. I mean, I used one in Leaf Green. I like it more than Fearow. I know most people disagree because Fearow learns the almighty Drill Peck, which is the best flying move in the game. Or at least I would say, because, you know, standard based attack of 80 on a flying move. Who can possibly complain about that? It is a good Pokemon to have, but I don't know. I do like Pidgeot a little bit more. I like it. I just like it for its stats. I feel like it has a bit more balance to it, and it's not near as frail. And then there is Sentret. Now, Sentret, introduced in Generation 2, eventually evolves into Furret. It is also another HM slave, another standard early game normal type that can learn just a variety of moves through TMs, but doesn't really excel in any stat. It has a decently high speed, but aside from that, it's not too much to write home about. I mean, I love its design. I think it's a cute Pokemon. Yeah, sure, but that's really it. That's basically all there is to Sentret and Furret. I mean, I don't know really what else to tell you. Great HM slave, though. I know a lot of people will agree with that. Great HM slave. In the route that's north of the very first route, and you can only access a very small part of it, you can find Phanpy. I believe that's where you can find Phanpy. Phanpy is actually pretty awesome, but very hard to catch early on in the game. Phanpy, it's a ground type, and it learns some pretty awesome moves, such as Rollout, whatnot, to start, and eventually, you know, it gets into Donphan. It learns stuff like Dig and Earthquake, and I believe it learns Bulldoze as well. I could be wrong, but I think that might only be in Gen 5, now that I think about it, and later. I don't really remember, but it is a very solid ground type with a really good defensive stat, as most ground types typically tend to have. I consider it basically the Sandshrew of the second gen Sandshrew. That's really what it is. Dang! Come on, no criticals, please. I mean, that is essentially what it is. I mean, and the Donphan is the Sandslash, although I know people definitely prefer Donphan to Sandslash. I don't know, I feel like they're pretty much the same, but that's not to say that they aren't good Pokemon. I think Donphan might have a slightly higher base stat, but aside from that, that's all there really is to them, and I am having a really hard time with this Bellsprout because Espeon is so frail. Ugh. Worst part about Espeon, and I think that's probably the one reason I almost prefer Glaceon more, even if Espeon is very fast. Ay. Stop with the criticals, though, please. But yeah, and then, as you get into later routes, you start getting Weedle and Caterpie. You know, the most basic of bug types in the game. Weedle has a bit of a poison element to it, but it evolves into Beedrill, which I know some people really like Beedrill. I don't really care for it. I still think it sucks. There's much better bug types out there I'd rather have than Beedrill and Butterfree anyway. But that's them. And that's really all there is to it. I mean, in here, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I want to say there are wild Pokemon in this place, but I'm not running into any. I thought there were in Sprout Tower. Let's take a look for a minute real quick. I believe there's Ghastly in here, is there not? No, maybe there's just Rattata. I wanted to say there was Ghastly in here. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Generation 2, so and stuff coming off the top of my head, it's not always going to be the most reliable thing in the world. Elder's TM lights, even pitch back. So we're just going to be getting... So the TM, spoiler, we're going to be getting in here is Flash, and that's going to allow us to go through Dark Cave, and we'll actually be able to get a couple things in Dark Cave, so that's, I guess, sort of nice. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. Am I going to be teaching Flash to something? Yeah, probably, actually. I'll probably teach it to Espeon real quick, just so that we can go through Dark Cave and do a little bit of grinding in there. I think there's some items in there that can be gotten as well. But that's really all there is to it. I mean, we'll be doing that before we go to the gym, because we are not ready to take on that gym. No, sir! Not at all. And Eve learns Sand Attack. Yeah, I'll just replace that with Flash anyway. Well, actually, that probably wouldn't be a good idea, because Flash is a less accuracy lowering move. I don't know. I'll replace it. I'll replace something. Alright, let's move over to... Oh, excuse me. Let's move over to Jolteon. And, Vaporeon is just going to get the shaft, man. He really is. He ain't going to have any time to level up here. Alright, let's fight with you. How much I trust my Pokemon? Well, considering it's Jolteon, I don't really have a lot of trust for the guy, but he'll do his best, I suppose. Levels... Oh, jeez. Now we're getting into level 7s and you have multiples of them? Dang. Alright. Well, let's just tackle our way through this fight. Being the lower level, we'll actually probably need to use a healing item here. Holy shoot, that defense stat is so bad. Oh, that is going to make this entire Let's Play a pain with using Jolteon. At least he's using Growth, though, which I believe is completely useless on Vine Whip because it's a physical move anyway. Oh, just give me lots of experience, please. Lots and lots of experience. Please. And thank you. Oh my gosh, that actually might get me a level up. Yeah! Hey, I won't complain about that. Alright. Cool. Cool deals. That's gonna make... Oh, we got a Hoot Hoot! Alright, and actually I believe Hoot Hoot... Yeah, Hoot Hoot can be caught in the early routes as well, but it can only be caught at nighttime. Hoot Hoot is the standard flying one of Gen 2. Oh, and I put my Jolteon to sleep. That's just great. Hoot Hoot is centered around hypnosis and whatnot, which is why it has it. I don't hate Hoot Hoot in the Noctowl line at all. I really don't. I like it a little bit. I mean, I still would kind of rather have the Pidgey line. Noctowl is very defensive, though. Hoot Hoot, Noctowl. That's probably the biggest draw to them. It's like, if you were to put all three in the category, the Pidgey line, the Spearow line, and the Hoot Hoot line, you have... okay, no criticals, please. You have, you know what, I'm just going to switch over to Vaporeon so we can get as much experience as possible. You have Spearow, that line is all attack-based. It's just straight-up offensive. You have the Pidgey line, which is kind of balanced between defense and offense. And then you have the Hoot Hoot line, which is pretty much just defensive. So, really, those are the three. You just take your pick on which you'd rather have. Honestly, defense in a flying type isn't always the most ideal to begin with, and on top of that, its defense stat still isn't that great. So that's why a lot of people don't really care for Noctowl. But the thing that I really do like about Noctowl is it can learn some interesting moves that the other two lines cannot learn. So that's really the biggest draw. It's really up to you if you want to pick one up. I'm not even going to worry about getting a flying slave until later anyway. So, hopefully, if my Vaporeon will wake up here, and I swear, his speed's got to be right on with Hoot Hoots. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trading off spots in the turns. Are you kidding me? Just end this fight. Thank you. Golly. The Hoot Hoot that wouldn't die. Yeah, give him some experience, please. Alright. Apparently my trust is real and legitimate. Although I didn't actually. Uh-oh. That guy has a heck of a beard. You showed us what you've got, and it is indeed good. Take this technical machine. However, you should care more about your Pokemon. The way you treat your Pokemon can be too harsh. Remember, Pokemon are not tools of war. Called himself the Elder, but he was no match for me. Sure enough, those who lecture how you should be nice to Pokemon, they cannot defeat me. All I care about are strong Pokemon that win every time. The rest of them don't mean anything to me. And he used the escape rope, and he left. Okay. Can we fight the Elder now? Oh, it just starts. Okay, there's no warning, no what? Oh, wait a minute. We're in a wild Pokemon battle right in his face. I was gonna say, I was like, dude, you have no chill. You just jump right into that. I mean, I pressed A and everything. That was strange. I'm gonna actually use this last potion on Jolteon just so he can actually do a little bit of fighting in this. And actually, well, yeah, we'll grab the escape rope before we go. So between this episode and the last, I actually didn't do any grinding off screen. So I'll make up for that a little bit after this video. Oh, I'm actually really tempted to fight you. Nah, let's not. I don't want to take any damage. I'll use my last potion already. All right. So good of you to come here. Sprout Tower is a place of training. People and Pokemon test their bonds to build a bright future together. I am the final test. Allow me to check the ties between you and your Pokemon. Okay. Let's see how we do. And what does he got? Well, he's got 3 Pokemon. And it starts with Bellsprout, of course. Why would I think differently? Oh, my favorite. Now, luckily, Bellsprout, they actually give a decent amount of experience, as I've been noticing. So I guess that's not the worst thing about having to fight them. And they're not too difficult unless you have an abysmal defense stat like this Jolteon I've got here. Oh my gosh. Gosh, that is going to be such a pain to deal with. Luckily, though, when he finally learns his first move, his first elemental move, Thundershock, and he can put that speed to use, he'll start to tear stuff up a little bit better. Okay, you gotta be able to kill this Bellsprout before it kills you. Please, 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 please. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Worst part about Jolteon, man. It doesn't help that he has a stat that freaking lowers his defense. Or a nature. I really wish I didn't have that. But I went with what I got. Alright, so another Bellsprout. I am not going to leave him in for that. Let's go back over to Glaceon. Just because Glaceon is a freaking defensive tank. At least physically. So, should be able to power through both of these Bellsprout pretty easily. I would hope. Plus, I think it does have a better attack stat than Jolteon. Maybe slightly. Or maybe not. Maybe not at all. Maybe it's worse. Maybe I was completely wrong. So, yeah. That's really all there is to it. Just keep tackling. That was a critical? That was seriously a critical? Oh my gosh. Glaceon, I don't know what I'm expecting. You're not a physical attacker. You are all about the pretty ice beams and the ice shard and the ice winds and the moves like that. So I can't complain too much. Oh, good. See, you got 2 criticals, though. I definitely can't complain about that either. This should get Nanani up to level 8. And I could switch around again. We'll see. Oh, it's Hoot Hoot next. You know what? Let's get Vaporeon in there. And hopefully he can do a little bit of damage before this Hoot Hoot tackles the crap out of him. I mean, I guess that really high HP is kind of nice to have. Don't Hypnosis. And really? Come on, man. Come on. It's level 10. Stop using Hypnosis. I'm so glad it's so inaccurate. Stop it. 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 Yeah, use Peck, man. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's got me a little bit concerned. Oliver, you can back out now. Let's go over to. Oh wait, it has Peck. I don't want. Well, it's true. It does have an amazing defensive stat, so I guess I'm not too worried. Let's give it a shot. Oh, jeez. Of course, now Hypnosis lands. I mean, it's 55% accuracy. It would definitely land 1 out of every 4 times, you'd think. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Let me kill. Don't growl, man. Don't growl, man. Wake up, Cynthia, please. And eat you too, babe. Please. Oh, crap. Let's see how much this does. Wow. That's it? Really? I mean, fine. Use Peck, but my Leafeon. Oh my gosh, seriously, are you still asleep? Freaking Hypnosis, man. And the critical. Oy, man, I'm actually struggling against a Hoot Hoot. Granted, I'm trying to more so share the experience rather than, you know, actually just kill the thing. I guess we'll just use Umbreon. Which Hypnosis doesn't work on. Oh no, it does. Okay, I thought it didn't. No, it does. It does. Fan-freaking-tastic. Of course, it actually lands the hypnosis, too. Golly. So, yeah, just fighting. You know, I'm going to speed this up. Thank goodness. Good night, man. That was just stupid. Holy crap. I hate hypnosis, man. It does also proc way more often than it needs to. Should be able to stand up to Faulkner. You should be able to make use of this. Flash, thank you. I'll take it. I'm going to escape rope out of here. We're going to go heal up. And you can eliminate decays no matter how dark they may be. You can try it on Bellsprout, for example. Actually, I don't like Bellsprout. Sorry. I don't have one, and for good reason. So let's boot up this TM. And okay, so I can give it to Jolteon. I can give it to Espeon, Leafeon, Umbreon. I'm actually going to give it to Jolteon. Just cuz. Gosh, and then... Oh, Flash's accuracy is 100 now? I didn't know that. It used to be terrible. I guess I gotta just switch it for Sand Attack then. Why not? Alright. I didn't know that they had improved the accuracy, but whatever. So, actually, what am I doing? Let's use that escape rope, and let's get out of here. And then I can go heal. Holy shoot, that's spinning, man. How do you not, like, puke after you're done with that? That's ridiculous! Oh my gosh, stop! The spinning! Ugh, that makes me want to die just looking at that. Gosh, chill out. So we can actually go into Dark Cave now, which we are going to be doing in the next episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very, very much for watching. This has been Squirrel. I hope you enjoyed this episode very, very much. Next episode, between episodes, I will be grinding a little bit more to get these Pokemon up, probably 2 levels each. But again, thank you all so very, very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.